Hey everybody, Joe Hakos here with the Conservative Syndicate. Oh, hey, the opposition's still upset. Yes, they are. Melting down snowflakes, snowflakes everywhere. President Trump continues to make good on his campaign promises. Yeah. His executive order's contemporary halt the visa process has left them beside themselves. John's still on vacation, and it's Monday. Hey, Robert Cardoso will be here later, and so we're going to be enjoying his visit today. So I'm running things solo once again, and we do welcome you here at the Conservative Syndicate. So that being said, welcome to Monday, folks. We're going to have a great time. Love you. Stick around. Let's have some fun.
I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct. I've been challenged by so many people, and I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country doesn't have time either.
Yes, political correctness is out. American exceptionalism is back, ready to re-empower our republic as one nation under God by restoring our unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is the Conservative Syndicate, real conservative talk from real conservatives, with your host, John Matthews,
the latter-day prophet, saying against the hypocrisies of our time,
and Joe Hakos.
You want answers!
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
The Conservative Syndicate is comprised of some of the most informed pundits and activists available today. Together we seek to tear down the imaginary wall of separation between church and state through education, information, and engagement on the religion of politics and the politics of religion. And now, your hosts of the nationally acclaimed, globally syndicated Conservative Syndicate, John Matthews and Joe Hakos.
Well, yeah. Hey, welcome everybody. It's Monday, and being that it's Monday, things probably won't go like they should. By the time it turns around, if it gets around to Friday, we'll probably have all this down pat, and then we'll have to forget all about it for 2 days, and then we'll lose our minds, and then we'll forget how we do all this stuff. So, hey, welcome to the Conservative Syndicate. Hopefully, I'll be able to educate you a little bit, maybe get a little engagement. We'll have some fun with stuff. We'll have some fun, especially with our snowflakes out there. Oh my goodness, the snowflakes. They're having meltdowns. Those precious peoples. The Chucky Schumers of the world. The Screen Actors Guild. I'm not going to even play those guys, but these people are pathetic. What did I hear today? Those that love our craft, we're going to change. Acting's going to change the world. Really, that's awesome. Why aren't we impressed with themselves? And this is funny. Over the weekend, the wife was telling me, "Hey, these guys said they're going to go on a strike. They're going to go. They're going to go on strike. The actors." The entertainment media is going to go out on strike and not allow us to hear their craft. I'm like, okay, no problem. Do it. I dare you. Please do it. Because we can't live without the culture they present to us. Seriously? I'd love to live without their culture. I think that would be I would think that'd be great because, it's just so awesome, their culture. Oh, gee. Anyhow. So anyway, President Trump is continuing to make good on his campaign promises. His executive action that we reported on Friday put in a temporary halt to visas from seven, mind you, nations. And these people are just beside themselves. Absolutely. And you know what? I hope The Mad Prophet is out of the country right now. Gee, I'm hoping he has no issues with his visa. But, oh, that's right. Where he's at is not one of the countries on the list. So, should be okay. So we're just looking forward to having John and his return. Hopefully later in the week here. So tonight at the Conservative Syndicate, we're not trapped at any airport, but then again, we haven't left the country, and I'm not going to any of those countries that are on the list. The 7 that are on the list, as opposed to the 46 that are not on the list. And Robert Cardoso is going to join us here at the I don't know, about a half hour from now, I would say, if things go right. If technology allows it now, that would be nice. And so it'll be Monday. It will be Monday. You know, over the weekend, again, 2 days, we've been off the air, Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend. You got to spend some time and recharge, get out there, spend some time with friends and family. I don't know what some people did. There was like no football on that I could recall, and it's like, oh my goodness, how is people going to survive the world? Oh no, it's coming to an end. But you have to get over it. It's going to happen here fairly quickly, because I think next weekend. I just remember the Super Bowl being at the end of January, even the middle of January, and the game was on in the middle of the day. Yeah, and so you could go out, have a great time. By 6 o'clock in the evening, it was like, all right, you're either enjoy the rest of the cookout that day. It is on this part of the globe, the northern hemisphere. It gets kind of dark earlier in the day. So you could go out and enjoy the, have a little cookout wherever you're at, wherever you're, watching the game. It's more of an event than just watching a football game. And then, make yourself home and then work your way. You didn't have to worry about, am I going to be able to survive the next day, Monday, after being out all day? No, you didn't have any of that. Now it's the game doesn't end until, I don't know, midnight or something Monday or Tuesday morning. Who knows? I mean, it's just ridiculous anymore. The NFL season is getting way too out of hand. But what am I talking about? Baseball season goes on until there's snow on the ground. And that's just unnatural, to say the least. So anyway, I'm really starting to ramble here. So what we're going to talk about today, I think we're going to probably hit on the President Trump's. You see, they're calling it out there in the media, those guys, an immigration ban. Well, it's not an immigration ban. It's a temporary halt to the visa process from 7 different countries. And I'll get to those countries after we come back from the break. We're going to be coming up on a break here. But it's not a ban. So we're going to talk about that for a little bit. We're also going to talk. I'm going to talk a little bit. There was another terrorist attack in North America, this time in Canada, in Quebec City. I'm going to highlight just a little bit, and I'm going to tie that in with Prime Minister Trudeau's comments. And I feel bad for our Canadian friends and our brothers and sisters up there. Shouldn't have to come to these things, but these people have to figure something out, and I'll try to see if I can't tie that together with our friends over in Deutschland, in Germany, because they might be coming into the conclusion that maybe, just maybe, they had it wrong. But meanwhile, over here, we have protests at the wazoo because President Trump is trying to keep Americans safe. Wow. Amazing, I know. It's amazing. So anyway, We're coming up towards that part of the show where we're going to have to pay the bills. But it is Monday. And so we're going to enjoy it. It's been one of those days. It's been one of those days. There's Mondays are always fun. But you know what? We can't get to Fridays if we don't have Mondays. So we should enjoy Monday. And I'm going to try to. We're going to hit up. I might bounce around just a little bit. Maybe Robert Cardoso will knock me back into reality, get me back up, put my needle on the groove, for those that remember what records are. And so we'll get back to that. So I'm going to go ahead. We're going to take a break here, so I'm going to do that. So let me get it queued up. And so we're going to take a break. This is Joe Hakos here on the Conservative Syndicate. We'll be right back after we pay some bills.
We're not arguing. We're explaining why we're right. The Conservative Syndicate. Real conservative talk from real conservatives.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-790-5960. That's 1-800-790-5960. Again, 1-800-790-5960. Call now.
Limited time offer, 24-month commitment and credit qualification require cancellation fee, auto pay, and paperless billing, and other restrictions apply. If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Only Dish brings you the best in entertainment for less than $20 a month. Cut the cable and don't get directed. Switch to Dish because at just $19.99, Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. It's so simple. The same channels cost less with Dish. So since you can't see the difference, don't pay the difference. Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Get premium movie channels free for 3 months, starting at just $19.99. Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. Call now to save with Dish. Dial 1-800-600-1645. That's 1-800-600-1645. The same channels for less than $20 a month. Dish. Call 1-800-600-1645 for details.
Hey folks, if you're like me, you don't place a whole lot of trust in today's media for the real truth and facts regarding the volatile world of finance and politics. When I want the real scoop on money, I go to the most trusted source I know, my good friend and colleague, Bob Cardoso. Bob is a noted expert with a PhD in international finance who airs his nationally known, globally syndicated show, Robert Cardoso Live Daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. With Bob, you get the right information at the right time from someone who knows his business and can help you make the right decisions concerning yours. Again, Bob airs daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Visit his website at robertcardosolive.com for information regarding stations and topics. That's robertcardosolive.com. Check Bob out. You'll be glad you did.
Attention taxpayers! If you've received a notice from the IRS or state, do not ignore it. It's also a big mistake to try and handle your tax problem on your own. If you owe back taxes, it's a fact that the government has the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, wages, savings, and your freedom. But here's the good news. There's a special toll-free tax hotline set up especially for you. This tax hotline will tell you about new programs that are geared to help you dramatically settle, reduce, or eliminate what you owe. But you have to call now. Take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 866-761-0959. 1-866-761-0959. 1-866-761-0959. When you call, you get free information on how you can reduce or eliminate back taxes, including penalties and interest. You can also be helped if you have unfiled returns, a tax lien, wage garnishment, bank levy, or if you have been entered into a payment plan but can't make the payments. Don't make the big mistake in thinking you can ignore or handle your tax problem on your own. You can stop the collection process immediately. Call this special tax hotline today for free info at 1-866-761-0959. That's 1-866-761-0959. 1-866-761-0959.
And now back to the Conservative Syndicate, real conservative talk from real conservatives.
That's right. We're coming back to the Conservative Syndicate. Glad you're out there with us. I do appreciate that. We both, if John was here, he'd appreciate it too. But we really do appreciate you guys being out there and sticking around with us. Without you guys, there'd be a lot of reasons to do it, but it's much better with you guys there. The main reason we started doing this was because, well, the media just wasn't getting it done. Now, were they? And so we have to have another voice out there, like this Muslim ban that President Trump made by decree on Friday. Yeah, right. It's not a Muslim ban. It's not a Muslim band. Yeah, the Muslim band. Yeah, they rock. No, Muslim band. It's not even that. It's a temporary pause in allowing visas to be issued to go to or from 7 nations: Libya, Sudan, Yemen, Somalia, Syria, Iraq, and Iran. Iran. Wow. Let's see. Who else put a whole kibosh on travel to and from Iran at one time? Let me think. Let's see. It's some guy used to be in the Navy, has some kind of engineering degree on submarines kind of deal. Oh, yeah, I got it. Peanut farmer from Georgia. Jimmy Carter put a ban on it. Gee, I didn't see anybody freaking out about that one. Let's see. Libya. Has a government worth a darn? No. Not much going on in Libya as far as government-wise and like having some kind of rational government that we could deal with. Then we go, hey, the equivalent of their, I don't know, FBI or Homeland Security. This person wants to get into the United States. Do you got any files on him? There's nobody there to call like that, okay? That's what these folks can't get through. Sudan, I think, is pretty much Yemen. Well, Yemen. Yeah, we have a lot of things going on in Yemen that are really good there. I remember a certain person of an American citizen being droned to death by Barack Obama in Yemen. So, yeah, I can see it. Somalia, well, we know what they're like with Mogadishu and the pirates and everything else going on. Yeah, a lot of fun there. Oh, Iraq. Yeah, the government's there. Pretty much we can understand what's going on there, but not real sure about that government either. Syria? Oh, you're kidding me, right? We should, yeah. Those refugees? Sure, right. And then, like I said, Iraq, Sudan, Yemen, Somalia, Libya. 7 nations. But yet, the left is absolutely freaking out over it. Just absolutely freaking out over it. And what did Donald Trump say before? What did President Donald Trump say before? Let me remind you.
We will reinforce old alliances and form new ones and unite the civilized world against radical Islamic terrorism, which we will eradicate completely from the face of the earth.
Eradicate completely from the face of the earth. So it's like, it makes me wonder what these people are thinking. Makes me wonder. But again, how's the left react? Not well. Let me get to this right here before I go any further. I want to make this, and I want people to get up. I want them to get their phone, get their pen. You got a phone and a pen? Use it. Email. But time is running out. I got a little piece here, and this is about Obamacare, and it's from Heritage, from James Wallner. And this piece was written 4 days ago. So time is running out, folks. I'm just telling you right now. But the title, Congressional Delay Threatens Obamacare Repeal. Now, you know how we feel about the repeal and replace. We don't like the replace. Don't replace a bad government program with another bad government program. That's, you hit yourself in the foot once, why do it again with a hammer? The effort, and Mr. Wallner goes to say, the effort to repeal Obamacare may be headed in the wrong direction. That it could be so was unthinkable just a few short weeks ago when the GOP triumphantly returned to the nation's capital with majorities in the House of Representatives and the Senate and control of the presidency for the first time since the law was enacted back in 2010. Since then, Republicans across the nation have consistently proclaimed their opposition to the law and pledged to repeal it the first chance they got. Sound familiar? But with lawmakers huddled in Philadelphia for a 3-day retreat to strategize how best to approach the months ahead, and the January 27th deadline for a repeal the bill will be written months ahead, and the Jan 27th deadline, a repeal bill will be written slipping by. How exactly the GOP plans to achieve its long-sought goal to reverse Obamacare remains murkier than ever. Easy for me to say. Whoa, I told you it's Monday. Whew. This is leading some to doubt whether the GOP is still serious about this ban on the law. For example, Reuters is reported prominent portfolio managers on Wall Street are now betting against full repeal and expect instead that a fundamental structure of Obamacare will remain intact. Given this, President Donald Trump and congressional Republicans should reiterate their commitment to the full repeal of Obamacare. They should also signal their determination to reject Obamacare's flawed framework and to replace it with patient-centered and market-based reforms. And they need to get to work by taking the first step in the process, which should be passing legislation to repeal Obamacare as soon as possible. Time is running out. We don't need to read the rest of it. So get on the horn, get on your keyboard, get a hold of your representatives, and say, get on this now. These 60 votes to repeal Obamacare that they did in the past, just kabuki theater. Now you've got the House, you've got the Senate, you've got the White House. Time to man up and repeal this onerous legislation, this unconstitutional legislation, this burdenous legislation. Yeah, this one's hard to get rid of because it is legislation. It is law. It's not an executive order. President Trump just can't go at a stroke of the pen and say, oh, I'm out. It's out of here. Done. Zip. Gone. Nope. Ain't going to happen that way. It's going to have to happen the hard way. And whether you care about the Democrats or not, who gives a crap? They didn't give a crap about Republicans when they passed it. Time to move on. Time to make it happen. Time to show the American people, and especially time to show those that voted these Republicans in the office that you meant what you said. Time to show. It's absolutely time to show. Enough of the playing around. You're running out of the time. It is time to get a move on. Well past time. So get a hold of your legislator. Make sure they understand that you get this thing and you get it repealed. Worry about that replacement part. Let's not worry about replacement, really. That's my going in position. I don't want it replaced. I want it repealed. Yeah, I do want a patient-centered, market-based reform. But you don't have to replace Obamacare with something just as bad. Take the couple, 3 spots that are okay. Make it so everybody understands that that's what needs to happen. But don't be going hold the town like 2 senators did last week from Maine and Louisiana, where they give you a choice. If you like Obamacare, you can stay in Obamacare. Bull crap. No way. Let's make that little part of their little proposal moot, because take care of Obamacare. Get rid of it. Get rid of it now. We don't need that to be happening at all. So anyway, please, I know I jumped around on that, but I just recalled that this needs to happen, and so we need to get on that, and we need to make it happen now. Just because we won the White House back, blah, 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 and we gave the Republicans both houses of Congress. It's make sure they understand that you accept nothing less than the repeal of Obamacare. Otherwise, they don't belong in Congress. They're not listening, and it's time. Okay, you want to go ahead and have your little retreat to figure out who's going to get the help and who's not going to get the help to get reelected. Fine, that's okay. You keep on doing that kind of BS. Keep on doing it. If you haven't figured out one thing, the American people have had enough. And it's time these folks start to listen. Drain the swamp. If you don't stop acting like scumbags, if you don't stop it, the American people will help drain the swamp. It's that easy. You're worried about, they're not going to like us. The other side won't like us. They don't like you now. They will never like you. They come into power. Trust me. They get power in 2018. They take control of Congress again. They'll shut down the government. They get one branch of government. They're going to shut it down. And guess who they're going to blame? Donald Trump. They'll blame Donald Trump and the Republicans. Yeah, that's right. That's what I'm saying. So what are you worried about? Quit worrying about the Democrats. Nobody is going to go without health care. Nobody. They weren't going without it before, and they won't be going about it now. So quit being afraid. And I think that's the worst part about these folks right now is they are absolutely afraid. They're afraid of what people might think of them. And now they're already trying. I mean, haven't been into Congress. Hell, haven't been into Congress. This this session of Congress for a month yet, and they're already trying to get reelected. Speaking of paying bills, well, that's what we have to do. It's the bottom of the hour. We should have Robert Cardoza when we come on back. Joe Hakos here at the Conservative Syndicate. We'll be back after we pay our bills here. So stick with us, folks.
Red State Talk Radio, WRS Cleveland.
Hey, I'll make you a deal. Give me 60 seconds and I'll give you directions to the Fountain of Youth. Okay, I'm joking. Well, kind of joking. No fountains, but youth, I got Nature's Youth and their premier anti-aging product, Nature's Youth RSF. With your sensible diet and exercise plan, Nature's Youth RSF can help you look and feel better. RSF is an all-natural amino acid supplement that supports your body to naturally increase HGH levels without any synthetic hormones. And elevated HGH levels can contribute to increased energy, improved libido, reduced body fat, and improved exercise capacity. Let's be honest, who doesn't want to look and feel younger? Visit the newly designed website at naturesyouth.com or call 800-333-6923. That's 800-333-6923 and like them on Facebook and you'll be included in contests and exclusive offers. What a deal. Oh, speaking of deals, my time's about up. 800-333-6923 or naturesyouth.com. Who needs a fountain anyway? Call today.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
When I had a heart attack at 42, I was not sure what the future held. But a year later, the doctors could find nothing wrong with me and took me off all my medication. What did I do? I took a herbal mixture of garlic, cayenne, and a few other herbs mixed in liquid form. I now call this Extendovite. I would have never believed that a few simple herbs could actually change my life like they did. Now it's your turn to see what the powers of garlic and cayenne can do for you. For only $69.95 plus shipping and handling for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid, you too can begin on your path to better health. For more information, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822. Or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
I've owned my company for 14 years now, and I can tell you that payroll is a 4-letter word. I hate doing it. It eats up hours I don't have, and it costs me money I could be saving. But my accountant's too expensive, and I'm not sure who to call, but I know I need help.
We're Paychex, and we take all the hassles out of small business payroll. We save you time and money. It's easy. Call, fax, or give us your payroll information securely online, and we take care of the rest. We calculate the correct taxes, manage payments and direct deposits. We even send out your checks. Payroll doesn't need to be a 4-letter word anymore. We're so sure that we can save you time and money that we'll give you a month's payroll free. Just for calling 877-663-3830. Get 1 month's payroll for free. Call Paychex right now. 877-663-3830. That's 877-663-3830.
Hey, I don't back anybody unless I believe in them. And I do believe in the value of investing in gold and silver. And the company I trust to buy my gold and silver from is Swiss America. I've been working with them for nearly a decade. I trust them, and you can too. Swiss America will help you sort through and find the best options available when you're considering investing in gold and silver coins. Listen, for over 30 years, Swiss America has been offering Americans what they want in their investments: safety, liquidity, quality, reliability, and a potential profit. Gold and silver have a place in every investor's portfolio. So, why not let Swiss America help you diversify your investment portfolio now? Call now for free information. 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-380-2906. That's 800-380-2906. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-380-2906.
Am I not speaking English?
The Conservative Syndicate.net, where we speak only one language, American.
Yeah, that's right. This is the Conservative Syndicate. This is Joe Hakos here. Speaking of an American, I have with me Robert Cardosa from Robert Cardosa Live. Robert, how are you today?
I'm proud to be an American, Joe.
Me too, brother. Every day.
Yeah. Did you see what the master did today?
Tell me, Robert.
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, Joe, everybody used to kid around about this system just for years and years and years. You know, they've been talking about old archaic laws and things like that.
Yes.
Well, today, Donald Trump signed in an executive order saying that for every new business law that is enacted by Congress, they're required to remove 2 archaic ones.
Oh yeah, I did hear something about that. Just briefly though, I didn't get a chance to go ahead and delve into it at all.
Do you remember as a young guy saying, hey, you know what, for every new law they create, they got to get rid of 2?
Oh,
That's exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, So I think small businesses, in fact, especially small business, ought to be really happy.
Absolutely. Now, you know what, and you just have to know, Joe, that all of the pundits are going to start, everybody except Fox News is going to start, berating him for all of this, saying how short-sighted it was. But you know what? They're so accustomed to doing nothing and going nowhere, they think that is the standard for the United States.
Yes, they have become quite used to know nothing, do nothing government.
Oh yeah, just crazy stuff. I was listening to somebody, and God, I'm old, so I forget who I was listening to, and I forget what day I was listening to it, Joe. But they were relating LBJ to Donald Trump, and when LBJ said, you know what, he could actually walk on the Potomac River, and the news media would say that the president doesn't know how to swim.
Well. Yes, that's the point, and that was a point that I think Mr. Bannon was trying to get across is, look, it's not that you guys are giving us bad press, you guys are giving us dishonest press.
Yeah. You know what? We've all heard this, at least recently, all this term fake news.
Yeah.
Well, guess who's created fake news? It was the media.
I thought it was more like Joseph Goebbels or something like that from.
No. He was actually truthful compared to what our media is doing.
Ooh, that's bad.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of respect for the media. It's unfortunate that you and me and anyone who really wants to know the truth about what's going on in the country has 2 options. One, either get the heck out of the country and read something overseas, or listen to 2 or 3 different media stations with their different points of view and know that somewhere in the middle is the truth, and if you use your common sense, you might be able to sift it out of there.
Yeah, but common sense is a rare commodity these days, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, it went away with Will Rogers.
Yes, but you think they have a statue of it in the Capitol, so you think it would rub off a little bit. They could, rub his cheek or something.
Yeah, the only thing that's rubbed off on the legislators is graft and self-serving action.
Well, which is what I was talking about at the beginning of the show. I brought up the point that it's time, time is running out to get rid of Obamacare. We have to get a hold of our legislatures and say, hey, you said you were going to get rid of Obamacare, repeal it. Let's hurry up and get that done. You're running out of their window is closing rapidly to get that done. And they're going to say, well, we don't have time to do it. They're going to keep delaying it and delay it. And then, it's time to go ahead. Talk about a regulation to get rid of. Well, it's too bad that's not a regulation. It's law. But they need to get rid of it.
I'd like to see Donald Trump put an executive order in regulating the Congress to work more than a third of the year to make their $250,000.
Well, come on, Bob. We can't have that. We do have 3 co-equal branches of government, and that would just not be right to have the executive branch telling the legislative branch what their work hours are supposed to be.
Well, no, we're not going to tell them what to do. Just that they should be working. They should be full-time employees if they want to earn the kind of money that they're earning, for Pete's sake. And the truth is, they don't do a damn thing anyway, Joe.
Well,
they staff it all out, and they're just like parrots.
Well, the problem is, Bob, is they don't work for Donald Trump. They work for us. So that's my point. We need to be telling them that.
Yeah, because the problem is the leader of our country needs to tell them that they're not doing the job for the people that have employed them.
Well, I think he's told them that already, and they're not very happy about being told that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. But at some point, somebody has to use a Trumpism and get the legislature back on track and say, hey, guys, you got to work for a living. This baloney of all talk and no action has got to end. Now it's time for us to show what this country can really do, and we can only do that if you think about it. Here we have the opportunity of having a conservative-based Supreme Court, a conservative-based White House, or executive branch, and a conservative-based House of Representatives. Man, if we can't get something done now, then we might as well just fold it all up, pack it up, and just go away.
Yeah, if the Republicans can't get some stuff done, then they're not worth anything. And they, as I was saying before the break here, they're going to be shown the door. The American people aren't putting up with this, and Republicans should not be putting up with this. Just because it's your guy, no. That's the reason why we have John McCain's being reelected, because he's my guy. It's like, really, you need to. This stuff needs to stop. That's why term limits is such a good idea right now, because these people need to get. They're so entrenched. It's unbelievable. Talking about entrenched, did you know that last week Donald Trump imposed a lifetime ban on administration officials lobbying for a foreign government and a 5-year ban on other lobbying? He did that on Saturday.
Yeah, that was it. You know what? And so where in all the things that he has done, can you see any self-serving in any of it? Because I don't.
Well, he doesn't. Well, yeah, he doesn't need that. So, yeah, that's a refreshing change. But I think that's the reason why there's so much just rancor out there on both sides. Donald Trump, he's the devil.
Oh, you know what? I was listening to. I'm trying to watch my language, but Nancy Pelosi and Schumer and all these guys. I'm listening to them all complaining because the Trump 4-star hotel was right there next to the White House, and that there are a lot of foreign governments going to come they're going to rent out the whole hotel and stuff like that, and they're complaining that it's going to help Donald Trump's bottom line. Well, you know what? It's not going to. First of all, it's not going to help his bottom line. He's already pledged all the profits from any foreign country to go directly into the United States Treasury.
Yeah, they're not going to tell you that.
Well, but he said that, he pledged it, he signed it off.
Well,
why weren't they going to give this guy a break, for God's sake?
Oh, they're never going to give him a break. That's just who they are, and he understands who they are, Bob. Here, I got a clip that basically says that. Hold on, here it is.
Okay.
Let me play this, and then I'll play it, and then let you hear it, and then you can ponder upon it as we go to a break after this is done. So here, check this out.
Okay.
Let me go to a big decision you're going to make next week. You've announced on Thursday you will make your Supreme Court choice announcement. 2 questions on that. One, will it be from the list that you gave out during the campaign?
The answer is yes.
Will it be an originalist?
I don't want to say that. You're going to see on Thursday.
Have you made your decision?
I have made my decision pretty much in my mind, yes.
Next
now,
question.
I mean, it's subject to change at the last moment, but I think this will be a great choice.
Chuck Schumer, others threatening, we've never had a Supreme Court justice filibustered, but there's a chance that might happen.
Hey,
if that
happens,
would you want Mitch McConnell to use the nuclear option?
Yes, I would.
You would?
I would.
Had you talked to him about it?
We have obstructionists. These are people that don't want to... I almost think they have what they did to Jeff Sessions, who's a great man and a wonderful man, and then they delayed it another week because they have a 1-week delay option. That's not fair to a man. Other people are delayed. Look at Pompeo for CIA. This is a great choice. Everybody agrees. And they delayed him a number of days also, even though he was fully approved and voted on by, very, very great choice. And why are they doing that? They're obstructionists. I'll tell you what, they're obstructionists. I go to a meeting with them that's supposed to be a very quiet meeting, nobody talking outside of the meeting. They leave the meeting and they have a news conference about what I said. They're talking to the cameras about exactly what I said at the meeting, which is fine, because I say things that I don't mind going out because I assume they're going to do that. But the deal was we wouldn't talk to the press. And they go out and they talk to the press.
Leaking in Washington, that's a shock.
No, but and they talk to the press like 15 feet away from the door. It's not like they called up when they got home.
Right.
So look, these are obstructionists, and that's fine.
So President Trump knows who they are. They're obstructionists. So, hey, Bob, I'll let you ponder that. We're going to go to a break. When we come back, you can tell us what you think about it. How's that?
Okay, I'm going to stay on the line with you, so go ahead and go.
All right, brother. All right. So Joe Hakos with Robert Cardoso from Robert Cardoso Live. We're going to take a break here, and then we'll be right back. So stick with us, folks.
There is an old saying, children should be seen but not heard. At no time is this more apparent than when politicians speak. The ConservativeSyndicate.net, the adult in the room. Hey folks, if you're like me, you don't place a whole lot of trust in today's media for the real truth and facts regarding the volatile world of finance and politics. When I want the real scoop on money, I go to the most trusted source I know, my good friend and colleague, Bob Cardoso. Bob is a noted expert with a PhD in international finance who airs his nationally known, globally syndicated show, Robert Cardoso Live Daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. With Bob, you get the right information at the right time from someone who knows his business and can help you make the right decisions concerning yours. Again, Bob airs daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Visit his website at robertcardosolive.com for information regarding stations and topics. That's robertcardosolive.com. Check Bob out. You'll be glad you did. History affirms a vibrant civil society thrives on freedom of conscience, religion, and choice. Any society absent these qualities stifles individual responsibility and accountability, thus enslaving its people by denying them the potential for goodness, creativity, and altruism. To that extent, oppression, coercion, and totalitarianism are multiplied exponentially. To counter such outcomes, the American Freedom Alliance was formed. The AFA is a nonpartisan, non-aligned movement which promotes, defends, and upholds Western values and ideals. The Alliance strives to build an international coalition of citizens of the West who together promote and protect moral values, democracy, and freedom. To find out more and become part of this valuable asset in the preservation of freedom and all its rewards, contact us at AmericanFreedomAlliance.org. That's AmericanFreedomAlliance.org. Let freedom ring. And now back to the Conservative Syndicate, real conservative talk from real conservatives.
All right, welcome back, folks. Joe Hakos here with Robert Cardoso from Robert Cardoso Live. Yeah, and that clip I just played before, that was Donald Trump, President Trump, with Sean Hannity last week. And that things are already changing because I hear tell, Bob, that President Trump is supposed to make his announcement for Supreme Court nominee tomorrow instead of Thursday.
Oh, that'd be terrific. You know, he's going to have to do it before some idiot leaks it before him. You know, when he was talking about that it could change at the last minute, what he's really talking about is that if somebody leaks that, he's the one that wants to make that nomination. If somebody leaks it, he can change it immediately because he doesn't want people to know what he's going to do in advance. No president wants anybody to know what they're doing in advance.
Well, I'm surprised you said that.
Is this guy, unfortunately, he can't hardly talk to anybody without him leaking like a sieve out there. And just like they were asking about the Supreme Court justice. You know what? He said he knew who it was going to be. He said he was going to announce it on Thursday. You know what? Why press him anymore? He said all there is to say.
Yeah. Well, the administration's saying it's going to be tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. But I find it if you said it that he doesn't want people to know what they're doing. As opposed to the last administration that would let everybody know exactly what they're going to do. Like, hey, we're going to leave Afghanistan, and here's the day we're leaving. Or we're going to leave Iraq, and here's the day we're leaving Iraq. And so, we're going to try to get rid of everybody out of Gitmo, and this is what we plan on doing.
But you know what, Joe? I have never understood why any president or any military leader would want their opposition to know not only what they're thinking, but when they're thinking of doing it.
Yeah, well, exactly. That was so dumbfounding.
That just makes no sense.
Yeah, yes.
It just makes no sense at all.
Yes, it absolutely makes no sense.
And now we have a businessman in the White House, not a politician, who's actually training these people, homeschooling the legislators on how you run a government.
It's kind of actually funny, but he needs to keep in mind, this little thing called the Constitution, and there's some things he might not be able to do. Now they're screaming the bloody murder about this quote unquote ban, which is just a temporary pause, a stay, if you would, on this
90 days.
Yeah, this visa issuing the visas, and they're going, it's unconstitutional. Really? It's the same damn program that their hero Obama was going to throw out there.
Yeah. Not only is it the same program, Joe, but the 7 countries that were chosen, Donald Trump didn't choose them. The Obama administration, along with the approval of Congress, chose them.
Yes.
He just went along with their recommendation.
Yes, exactly. So, but it shows the hypocrisy of it. This guy, the humanity. Yeah, okay, sure, the humanity. It just kills me. You got Chuck Schumer out here absolutely crying. Did you hear him?
I saw it. I don't know if it was live when I was seeing it. I wanted to throw up.
Well, just seeing it makes me want to throw up a little bit just normally, because that guy, we went from Harry the Weasel Reid to Chuck the Rat Schumer.
Oh yeah, this is just going to be. You can see the handwriting on the wall. If Donald Trump doesn't exercise his authority under executive privilege and executive orders, this Congress is not going to let him get away with anything without having to fight to the wall for it.
Yeah.
You know what? If they don't want him to use executive privilege, all they have to do is use the legislative process instead. Give him something that the guy can sign.
Well, exactly, but you would think that would be something that you would be saying if the Democrat Party was controlling Congress.
Yeah, well, yeah, but the obstructionists are not the Republicans. There's probably a couple. You know what? I got to be fair. There are a handful of Republicans that don't sound very much like Republicans, or certainly don't sound very much like conservatives to me today.
Well,
but the truth is, if the Democrat...
Don't conflate the two, Robert. Don't conflate the two there. Republicans are not necessarily conservative. Now, I know who... if we're going to mention the name, and I will, John McCain.
Yep. And Lindsey Graham.
Yes, right there. I mean, it's like, I want to be John McCain's shadow, Lindsey Graham. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I don't want to start any rumors, but they do seem to have a really tight relationship, don't they?
I'm not even going down that road, Robert.
Anyway, I just keep thinking about, there's no question that the Democrats have decided that they're going to be obstructionists, exactly like Donald Trump said, or President Trump said. I got to get used to saying President Trump. And the truth, and the media is really upset. You know what? If they turn around and look in the mirror, they'd find out who actually got Donald Trump elected to the White House. It was them. And he didn't have to pay a nickel for it. He got it all for free because these idiots wanted to control the fake news media, and they put Donald Trump into the White House. And now they're complaining because Donald Trump says, you guys lie all the time. I'm not giving you anything that you can lie about. I'm going to just send it out myself, and then you can pick it up, your news leads from there.
Yeah, they're upset about that because, well, there's been a shift. There's been a shift in how things can be done in D.C., and they still haven't figured it out. Nobody has figured, well, nobody in the media has figured it out yet.
Yeah, but think about this, Joe. If you pick up all of the different media, all the talk shows and the things like that, none of them come close to reaching the 47 million people that Donald Trump reaches on Twitter and Facebook.
That is kind of funny. That is funny. But, I personally would like to see him use that just a little bit more, be more prudent with it. But more power to him. If he's going to get his message out, if that's what it takes, then fine. You got to do what you got to do. But then again,
you know what?
He could be just doing little head fakes here and there with some of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe, I honestly, at first I was thinking, my God, how could he do that? And then all of a sudden, it starts to this light goes off, and you start to see what's happening. What he winds up doing, he's so smart, and he's playing chess instead of checkers. He's anticipating what's coming up or what's going on in the future, and he's deflecting it with some of these tweets that are going on. The news media picks up the tweets and forget it, and they forget all about these other issues that are going to go on that Trump doesn't want to have highlighted.
Yeah, I'd like to see the media actually get into some substance at times, what the good things that are being done for the nation as opposed to this idiocy that's being, I'm not so sure this isn't just ginned up AstroTurf crap as usual from the left because these protests just don't seem to be...
How much notoriety did we get? We got a lot of bad press because Trump decided to go on the XL pipeline. But when he said, "But we're gonna manufacture the pipe and we're going to install the pipe with American labor," and it was just a side comment. People don't recognize what the hell he's actually doing there.
He said
That's
it was
tremendous
America
for
first.
the economy.
He said it was America first.
Yeah. You know what? And that's the way it ought to be.
Well,
you know what? And if we have to grow our own strawberries, more power to us. We don't have to eat Mexican strawberries.
Well, no, and we should be able to go ahead and do such a thing for crying out loud. And gee, if we have to pay 10 cents extra for it, and some American gets a job from it, maybe that's even better.
Absolutely, I don't have a problem with that. I'm more than happy to pay. A nickel or a dime or a quarter more to make sure that Americans are first and that we're safe and that they're employed. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, to help out a fellow American, I'm okay with that. That's fine. That's good for me, and it's good for them. It's good for our nation. Okay, great. So, speaking of great, Robert, we're at the end of this, man.
Oh, good Lord. Hey, listen, do you realize how sad John is going to be that he's missed the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I'm sure he's just losing sleep over it.
Anyway, Joe, I'll give you a call on Friday. In the meantime, people can just go online, get my app, and just search Robert Cardozo Live at their app store. It's absolutely free. They can listen to my show 24/7 on a lot of media, or go to my website at robertcardozolive.com. Find out all about it there, too. Joe, I've loved this conversation. Look forward to talking to you on Friday.
All right, brother. Good deal. Can't wait for Friday to happen, man.
All right. We'll talk to you then.
You be safe, man.
You too.
All right, folks. Robert Cardozo from Robert Cardozo Live. Glad we could have him there. Isn't that awesome to make the technology work? Robert goes away. The stuff starts to play. What a magical guy that is. No. Hey, we do have to, we're at the top of the hour, so we have to do our top of the hour stuff. So we have the Edwards Notebook we have to go ahead and get into. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we'll get back into some things here. We might have just make a cursory talk about. Maybe we'll get a little more in depth into it. So Joe Hakos here on the Conservative Syndicate. Stick around, folks. We'll be back after the top of the hour.
If a group of black Chicago thugs beat up and torture a white guy who supports Donald Trump, who in their right mind gives a rip if the thugs hated their victim or not? Hello, I'm Ron Edwards. On today's page from the Edwards Notebook, the last time I checked, you, myself, and every other American have unalienable rights, which include the right to choose who to support for President of the United States. Our unalienable rights come from God and cannot be obstructed by an abusive government or knuckle-dragging thugs. You have the right to live for your own sake, not according to the will of criminals in or outside of government. It was unbelievable to learn that Chicago law enforcement officials struggled to charge the thugs because they couldn't discern if it was a hate crime.
Hate crime! Hate crime! Hate crime!
Well, who cares? How about assault and battery for starters? The thugs even had a female cheerleader who recorded those imitators of vicious chimpanzees. I don't care if those black thugs hated their white victim or not. Throw the bums in jail for a long, long time and let them sort out how they feel for decades behind bars. I'm Ron Edwards.
Blowing away the myths and revealing the truth. You can continue to blow away the myths with Ron Edwards on Facebook, Twitter, and theronedwards.com.
Middle America doesn't have an anger problem. It's got an idiot problem. The Conservative Syndicate, doing our part to eradicate the disease of idiocracy.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. And then it cost another $1,800 to put in a new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on washer and dryer coverage. Just call 1-800-790-5960. That's 1-800-790-5960. Again, 1-800-790-5960. Call now.
Limited time offer, 24-month commitment and credit qualification required. Cancellation fee, auto pay, and paperless billing and other restrictions apply. If you can't see the difference, why pay the difference? Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Only Dish brings you the best in entertainment for less than $20 a month. Cut the cable and don't get directed. Switch to Dish because at just $19.99, Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. It's so simple. The same channels cost less with Dish. So since you can't see the difference, don't pay the difference. Switch to Dish for the best deal in entertainment. Get premium movie channels free for 3 months, starting at just $19.99. Dish saves you every time you turn on the TV. Call now to save with Dish. Dial 1-800-600-1645. That's 1-800-600-1645. The same channels for less than $20 a month. Dish. Call 1-800-600-1645 for details.
Hey folks, if you're like me, you don't place a whole lot of trust in today's media for the real truth and facts regarding the volatile world of finance and politics. When I want the real scoop on money, I go to the most trusted source I know, my good friend and colleague, Bob Cardoso. Bob is a noted expert with a PhD in international finance who airs his nationally known, globally syndicated show, Robert Cardoso Live Daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. With Bob, you get the right information at the right time from someone who knows his business and can help you make the right decisions concerning yours. Again, Bob airs daily, Monday through Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. Pacific Time. Visit his website at robertcardosolive.com for information regarding stations and topics. That's robertcardosolive.com. Check Bob out. You'll be glad you did.
Attention taxpayers! If you've received a notice from the IRS or state, do not ignore it. It's also a big mistake to try and handle your tax problem on your own. If you owe back taxes, it's a fact that the government has the power to take everything you own, including your home, business, wages, savings, and your freedom. But here's the good news. There's a special toll-free tax hotline set up especially for you. This tax hotline will tell you about new programs that are geared to help you dramatically settle, reduce, or eliminate what you owe. But you have to call now. Take down this number or put it in your cell phone. But call 866-761-0959. 1-866-761-0959. When you call, you get free information on how you can reduce or eliminate back taxes, including penalties and interest. You can also be helped if you have unfiled returns, a tax lien, wage garnishment, bank levy, or if you've been entered into a payment plan but can't make the payments. Don't make the big mistake in thinking you can ignore or handle your tax problem on your own. You can stop the collection process immediately. Call this special tax hotline today for free info at 1-866-761-0959. That's 1-866-761-0959. 1-866-761-0959.
I think the big problem this country has is being politically correct. I've been challenged by so many people, and I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country doesn't have time either.
Yes, political correctness is out. American exceptionalism is back, ready to re-empower our republic as one nation under God by restoring our unalienable rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. This is the Conservative Syndicate, real conservative talk from real conservatives, with your host, John Matthews,
the latter-day prophet, baying against the hypocrisies of our time,
and Joe Hakos.
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
The Conservative Syndicate is comprised of some of the most informed pundits and activists available today. Together we seek to tear down the imaginary wall of separation between church and state through education, information, and engagement on the religion of politics and the politics of religion. And now, your hosts of the nationally acclaimed, globally syndicated Conservative Syndicate, John Matthews and Joe Hakos.
Hey, welcome back, folks. Hour number 2 here on the Conservative Syndicate on a Monday. Hopefully everybody's making it home all right. If you're not already home, hopefully everybody's making it home safely. It is that time of day when people are traveling. Even out there on the West Coast, it's probably turning into travel hour. People getting off of work, that kind of thing. You know, so I want everybody to be safe. Hope you enjoyed that talk with Robert Cardoso from Robert Cardoso Live. It's always fun to have Bob on. It's amazing that we can get technology to somewhat work once in a while. And we were talking a little bit. I wanted to go ahead and get this back out of the way. I gave it just a little cursory cover here, but things. This is from the AP. On January 28th, all right, and Trump sets a 5-year and lifetime lobbying ban on officials. Again, another campaign promise. Did you even hear about it? All you heard about was, it's a Muslim ban. Yeah. So anyway, President Donald Trump is imposing a lifetime ban on administration officials lobbying for foreign governments and a 5-year ban for other lobbying. Trump used his executive authority Saturday to put in place the bans, fulfilling part of his campaign pledge to drain the swamp in Washington. Trump has said that those who want to work for him should focus on the job they'll be doing for the American people and not on future income earned by peddling their influence after serving in government. Hillary Clinton come to mind? Bill Clinton come to mind? Administration officials describe the bans as historic in scope, but it's not immediately clear how they'd be enforced. And here's the other one that's making some news as well, is Trump also took a separate action to restructure the National Security Council, asked military advisors to prepare a plan to defeat the Islamic State group. That's where he added Steve Bannon and KT McFarland to the Security Council. Makes sense. Folks are up in arms that like they don't have enough CIA and other intelligence services there. They've kind of down. He's kind of, well, let's face it. The NSA, CIA, the DIA, Director of National, DNA, Director of National Intelligence, DNI, I'm sorry, Director of National Intelligence. They've become so politicized in the last 8 years with the Obama administration that I can kind of understand why Mr. Trump has put the kibosh on these folks being allowed in. And, they're going to be allowed in, but they're only going to be there and called upon when it's pertinent. No, which is saying a lot right there, because normally we have to have everybody singing on the same sheet of music. I have a feeling that there are folks that are left over from bureaucrats from the previous administration that aren't quite ready to be team players 100%. So I have a feeling that's part of what's going on here. Don't know it for sure. Just an observation that I'm making, and then I can kind of see it happening. It just makes you wonder how this is working out. It just kind of you get that feeling. It's just, hey, what the heck's going on around here? So anyway, some other things in the news, and we're talking about how folks are reacting to this ban. It's not a ban, it's just a pause. But the left does what the left does. What do? They throw tantrums and throw fits, and then they destroy people's property. Case in point, this is from Joe Newby, our friend of the show. Spokane GOP offices vandalized. County chair suggests incident to be investigated as a hate crime. Well, it's going to be a crime. Hate crime? I don't know. I hate that hate crime stuff because it's like it's already a crime. You now have to be a mind reader. You go into the person's head that committed the crime. And I read from Joe's report. On Sunday, KHQ reported that the offices shared by the Spokane, Washington GOP and Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers, Republican out of Washington, were hit by vandals who wrote, "Refugees welcome," quote unquote, and "Nazi scum" on the windows of the building. According to KHQ, party chairman Stephanie Cates says that the pen used to tag the building was found at the scene and has been handed over to police. Cates also says she believes the building was targeted in retaliation for President Donald Trump's executive order instituting a travel ban on 7 Muslim-majority countries. In a statement released Sunday, Cates said, "One should not have to fear their personal safety nor suffer destruction of personal property because of their political beliefs." Very true. Very true. Very true. So we can see how that's happening. And problems with the press aren't just here in this country. You know, we had the Quebec City mosque attacked overnight. And as of this report, it was 6 people dead after the shots were fired, and around 50 people were praying. what was not reported, especially on the radio there in our friends up north in Canada, where the reports were the attackers came in and shouted, "God is great," and then started firing. And if you just leave it at that, you'd be like, hey, what are these people? You know, they went to a mosque, but God is great. Wow, really? Oh. What they left out was the shots were Allah Akbar. The police have arrested 2 students. One is Moroccan origin. And what does the Prime Minister of Canada have to say about it? I don't know what he says about the incident itself. Hopefully he gets whoever they find and they prosecute them full extent of the law, Canadian law. Can't be allowed to go on. But what Justin Trudeau said and this is a report from Katie McHugh, Justin Trudeau tweets, "Welcome for refugees after Trump issues executive order." I don't think Mr. Trudeau's learning anything. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau welcomed refugees on Saturday after President Donald Trump issued an executive order temporarily halting U.S. refugee resettlement. The tweet reads, "To those fleeing persecution, terror, and war, Canadians will welcome you, regardless of your face. Diversity is our strength. Hashtag welcome to Canada." Trudeau directed Canada to import approximately 39,000 Syrian refugees after becoming Prime Minister in 2015. He has been cautious not to directly attack Trump. However, a wire reports the young Prime Minister has been reluctant to criticize President Donald Trump. His government has been trying to balance his liberal view on the world while not offending the new Trump administration. More than 75% of Canada's exports are to the U.S. Sounds familiar. Under Trudeau, Canada also plans to double immigration levels to nearly 500,000 per year to replace the aging Canadian population in the workforce. Sounds very familiar. Sounds like something that Angela Merkel tried to do in Germany. Very familiar. So what are we getting out of Germany? This is from Breitbart London, out of their report from yesterday. Germany, Schlabel admits mistakes in open-door migrant policy. Trudeau, you should listen up. Germany made mistakes with an open-door policy that saw more than 1 million migrants enter Germany over the past 2 years. Finance Minister Wolfgang Schäuble acknowledged on Sunday. But he said Berlin was trying to learn from those missteps. We have tried to improve what got away from us in 2015, Schäuble told the newspaper Welt am Sonntag. We politicians are human. We also make mistakes. But one can at least learn from them. Yeah, your mistakes cost people their lives and a lot of property and other things, Minister. Schlabel is a member of Chancellor Angela Merkel's conservative Christian Democrats who have lost support to the anti-immigrant Alternative for Germany, AfD party, over the migration issue after several attacks carried out by migrants. The AfD is now poised to become the third largest party in parliament in September's national elections. So, Prime Minister Trudeau, you might want to listen up. These folks try to do exactly what you say you're going to do, and it hasn't worked out very well for them. Maybe you should learn. But are you one of these that's, well, they just didn't do it right. They didn't have the right people. Ooh, really? Is that how it is? They didn't have the right people? Wow. Unbelievable. This issue has also divided the European Union, in which many countries are balking at taking in proportional share of refugees. Schlabel said Europe needed to consider harmonizing its social benefits to achieve a more equitable distribution of immigrants among EU members, a subject that he said has thus far been considered taboo in Germany. We have much higher standards when it comes to social benefits than most European countries. That is why so many want to come to Germany, he told the newspaper. Schlabel said he was skeptical about the leadership style of U.S. President Donald Trump, who has sparked concerns among European leaders with executive orders on immigration, as well as his decision to cancel trade agreements. In America, we can see how someone is acting as if he can do everything very quickly. That not only have good results, he said. A poll conducted earlier this month. Who cares about polls? Not even going to bother with that. Merkel was seeking a fourth term in office, spoke by phone on Sunday with Trump, who has described her August 2015 decision to keep Germany's borders open to refugees, mostly from the Middle East, as a catastrophic mistake. Yet, when we try to not do the same thing, we're criticized, condemned, and berated for it. You keep going, President Trump. Keep going. Some of us believe you're doing the right thing. Some of us do. Hey, we got to... Oh, no, I'm not even going to bother with the break then. We're too far into this. We'll just take the break at the bottom of the hour. Ha ha! This is Monday. I'm making the command decision. All right, so in September, after the defeat of her Christian Democratic Union, the CDU, in Berlin state election, Merkel said she wished she could turn back the clock on the migrant crisis, although she stopped short of saying her policy was a mistake. Yeah, you're losing. You're going to lose. Merkel has rejected calls from the CDU's Bavarian sister party to set up an upper limit on migration, but is now pressing for more aggressive steps to send back migrants who are refused asylum, as well as an action to prevent similar flood of migrants from Africa. Wow. Breitbart London. Thank you for the report. Maybe I should forward it on to Prime Minister Trudeau up in Canada. He might actually learn something. I doubt it, but he just might learn something. Just might learn something. And what do we have? Well, we have, folks, here's the administration. Here's Kellyanne Conway. This temporary halt on migration. I'm going to let her explain exactly what this is.
This list of 7 countries was offered by President Obama and his administration. In 2015,
well, that's never stopped you before.
Well, but hold on. In 2015, Chris, Congress passed the Terrorist Prevention Act. And what it essentially did is it identified the 7 countries and expanded the list from 4 and identifying them as a threat. These are countries that have a history of training, harboring, exporting terrorists. And one thing that's very important to recognize, that whether you're the Orlando shooter, yes, he was born here, but went abroad, was radicalized on the internet. If you are San Bernardino, if you are the Sarnoff brothers in Boston, these are people who traveled abroad, were radicalized, were trained, and then came back and did their bloodletting, their massacre here on American soil. It's no different really than what happened all across Europe.
Yeah. And Angela Merkel is paying a price for that, because her citizens paid a price for it. Some with their lives. Some were assaulted, they survived. Others had property damaged. And what did we have over there? Whoa, we had the press. Oh, the press. The press wasn't being fair and honest over there, but then again, they don't have the First Amendment rights we have here. But we have a media here that is not quite honest. Not quite honest now. And we know that. And that was Kellyanne Conway on with Chris Wallace on Fox. But Kellyanne also decided, since Mr. Wallace and the other folks just don't seem to get this, what this executive order is. They just can't seem to get it.
And let me make very clear, these 7 countries, what about the 46 majority Muslim countries that are not included? Right there, it totally undercuts this nonsense that this is a Muslim ban. This is a ban on travel, prospective travel from countries trying to prevent terrorists in this country, from countries that have a recent history of training and exporting and harboring terrorists.
Period. What's so hard about understanding this? And this was Congress. Congress recommended this. And the last administration was okay with it. So, if Barack Obama did this, would they be up in arms? Barack Obama, no way, was ever going to do this. But this was the recommendation from Congress. The hypocrisy of these people are just, they know no bounds. It's ridiculous. And to have the John McCains and Lindsey Grahams of the world come on out there and go, this is not who we are, and whatever else the BS they're saying, I don't even care anymore. These people are ridiculous. Doesn't matter. What matters is keeping people in this nation safe. That's what matters. And if I do recall, the Tsarnaev brothers, well, let's see. Yeah, they were refugees. Wow. Not from any of the countries that are on the 7-country list either. So it's... Do I have to play the clip from the inauguration with Donald Trump saying, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take care of America, and I'm going to eradicate Islamic terrorism from the face of the earth? Not eradicate it from the face of the earth and allow it to go ahead and get onto our shores because we let them in. Because, gee, these folks that are at the airports and whatever that were detained, that were eventually allowed to do whatever. It sounds to me like, oh my goodness, there was a vetting process taking place. Sounds exactly like a vetting process to me. But you hear, oh, but they had green cards. Hey, had one guy, I recall, one guy had an active duty U.S. Army ID. Get on a table in Fort Hood, Texas, screamed Allah Akbar, and started shooting his fellow soldiers, no less. Major Nadal Hassan. So, you know, you want to jump around and go, oh, they got green card. They're just, hey. Settle down. We've been all inconvenienced before, haven't we? Ever since 9/11, we've been inconvenienced. Every time you travel through an airport, you've been inconvenienced. So don't give me this crap. Oh, it's not. It's not human. It's not who we are. Really? Well, you know what? I want to stay who we are. I want Americans to stay alive. We're worried about these folks. What is it? 330? I don't even know how many it was. It's not all that many. We're going to worry about who's crying over the folks that were killed over in Orlando. Who's crying for those folks? They just forgotten now? How about the folks in Fort Hood? How about the folks in San Bernardino? How about the folks in Knoxville? How about the folks up in Jersey? How about the folks, let's see, I think there was a thing that went over in Georgia. There's so many, Boston. Texas. Of course, those folks didn't win because somebody took them before they got to do what they wanted to do, but they still tried to do it, driving all the way from Arizona. Yeah. And we'll be talking, I got a little more on this because we're going to have to talk about these obstructionists, these fake people, Chuck Schumer, you got to be kidding me. It's just, and he's the head Democrat in the United States Senate. Wow. We're at the bottom of the hour. Joe Hako's here in the Conservative Syndicate. We're going to have to pay some bills here. So we do appreciate you out there. And we'll be back after we pay the bills.
City Talk Radio, WRS Cleveland.
Hey, I'll make you a deal. Give me 60 seconds and I'll give you directions to the Fountain of Youth. Okay, I'm joking. Well, kind of joking. No fountains, but youth, I got Nature's Youth and their premier anti-aging product, Nature's Youth RSF. With your sensible diet and exercise plan, Nature's Youth RSF can help you look and feel better. RSF is an all-natural amino acid supplement that supports your body to naturally increase HGH levels without any synthetic hormones. And elevated HGH levels can contribute to increased energy, improved libido, reduced body fat, and improved exercise capacity. Let's be honest, who doesn't want to look and feel younger? Visit the newly designed website at naturesyouth.com or call 800-333-6923. That's 800-333-6923 and like them on Facebook and you'll be included in contests and exclusive offers. What a deal. Oh, speaking of deals, my time's about up. 800-333-6923 or naturesyouth.com. Who needs a fountain anyway? Call today.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
When I had a heart attack at 42, I was not sure what the future held. But a year later, the doctors could find nothing wrong with me and took me off all my medication. What did I do? I took a herbal mixture of garlic, cayenne, and a few other herbs mixed in liquid form. I now call this Extendovite. I would have never believed that a few simple herbs could actually change my life like they did. Now it's your turn to see what the powers of garlic and cayenne can do for you. For only $69.95 plus shipping and handling for a 2-month supply of either capsules or liquid, you too can begin on your path to better health. For more information, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822. Or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
I've owned my company for 14 years now, and I can tell you that payroll is a 4-letter word. I hate doing it. It eats up hours I don't have, and it costs me money I could be saving. But my accountant's too expensive, and I'm not sure who to call. But I know I need help.
We're Paychex, and we take all the hassles out of small business payroll. We save you time and money. It's easy. Call, fax, or give us your payroll information securely online, and we take care of the rest. We calculate the correct taxes, manage payments and direct deposits. We even send out your checks. Payroll doesn't need to be a 4-letter word anymore. We're so sure that we can save you time and money that we'll give you a month's payroll free. Just for calling 877-663-3830. Get 1 month's payroll for free. Call Paychex right now. 877-663-3830. That's 877-663-3830.
Hey, I don't back anybody unless I believe in them. and I do believe in the value of investing in gold and silver. And the company I trust to buy my gold and silver from is Swiss America. I've been working with them for nearly a decade. I trust them, and you can too. Swiss America will help you sort through and find the best options available when you're considering investing in gold and silver coins. Listen, for over 30 years, Swiss America has been offering Americans what they want in their investments: safety, liquidity, quality, reliability, and a potential profit. Gold and silver have a place in every investor's portfolio. So, why not let Swiss America help you diversify your investment portfolio now? Call now for free information. 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907, 800-978-3907.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-380-2906. That's 800-380-2906. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-380-2906.
I don't give a damn what you think you are entitled to.
Am I not speaking English?
The Conservative Syndicate.net, where we speak only one language, American.
Hey, Joe Hayco's here at the Conservative Syndicate. Welcome back, folks. Thanks for sticking around with us. Please go to our website, theconservativesyndicate.net, where you can check out all of our archives and share them with your friends or your frenemies or your relatives. Hopefully that's not the category that your relatives are in, one of those categories. Hopefully your relatives are your friends. That'd be a good thing. Hey, so Chuck Schumer. Here, let me just play this because this is just too much. But this is Chuck, and he's really upset about President Trump's executive action on the halt on visas to refugees. So here's Chuck.
And I named my daughter, her middle name is Emma, named for Emma Lazarus, the great poet who wrote those lines on the pedestal of the Statue of Liberty. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. What was the rest? So, this executive order
Oh, Chuck, stop. No, Chuck, don't cry. Chuck, come. Chuck. Oh, Chuck, I can't go on. Chuck, don't cry, Chuck. You've seen other tragedies in your life, Chuck. Don't go there, Chuck. Don't cry. Here's Donald Trump's President Donald Trump's what he had to say about Senator Charles Schumer and his tears, his emotional response to his quote unquote travel ban.
Hello, everybody on the other side. I noticed Chuck Schumer yesterday with fake tears. I'm going to ask him who is his acting coach, because I know him very well. I don't see him as a crier. If he is, he's a different man. There's about a 5% chance that it was real, but I think they were fake tears. I
think President Trump is wasn't real impressed with Senator Schumer and his tears. So, and neither am I. He's not buying it, but, as he's surrounded by quote-unquote immigrants, and he feigns that he's really concerned about things with those people. But let's understand some things about this, all right? And I'm going to get these from John Hayward, who wrote these, and you can find them on Breitbart. And these are the 7 inconvenient facts about about Trump's refugee actions. So number 1 is, it is not a Muslim ban. It's not a Muslim ban. You search the executive order in vain for mentions of Islam or any other religions. And by Sunday, the media began suffering acute attacks of honesty, writing such headlines as Trump's latest executive order, banning people from 7 countries and more, from CNN, printing the full text of the order. Granted, CNN slipped the phrase in Muslim majority countries into every article about the order, including the Post, in which they reprinted it in full text, but CNN used the word Muslim, not Trump. The order applies to all citizens of Iran, Iraq, Syria, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, and Yemen. It doesn't specify Muslims. The indefinite hold on Syrian refugees will affect Christians and Muslims alike. So, when you hear that, it's a Muslim ban. Well, no, it's not. Number 2, the order is based on security reviews conducted by President Trump. No. Oh, no. Security reviews conducted by President Barack Obama's deputies. The 2015 Visa Waiver Program Improvement and Terrorist Travel Prevention Act of 2015 named Iraq, Iran, Sudan, and Syria, while its 2016 update added Libya, Somalia, and Yemen. Yemen. Number 3, the moratorium is largely temporary. Citizens of the 7 countries named as security risk are banned from entering the United States for the next 9 billion years. No, for the next 90 days. Refugee processing is halted for 120 days. The longest-lived aspect of the ban may prove to be the halt on Syrian refugees, but that is given a time frame. But that isn't given a time frame at all. It will last until such time as I have determined that sufficient changes have been made to the USRAP to ensure that the admission of Syrian refugees is consistent with national interest, as President Trump wrote. Here's one that'll probably blow their minds apart if they actually read it and think back. Obama banned immigration from Iraq, and Carter banned it from Iran. The fact-checking website PolitiFact, which is not a very reliable place, twist itself in the knots to avoid giving a true rating to the absolute true fact that Jimmy Carter banned Iranian immigration in 1980, unless applicants could prove they they were enemies of the Khomeini theocracy. As for Barack Obama, he did indeed ban immigration from Iraq for much longer than Trump's order bans it from the 7 listed nations. None of the people melting down today uttered a peep of protest. Richard Grenell summed it up perfectly in a tweet. Grenell tweeted, Obama took 6 months to review screening for 1 country. Trump will take 3 months for 7 countries. Five, Trump's refugee caps are comparable to Obama's pre-2016 practices. David French, who was touted as a spoiler candidate to keep Donald Trump out of the White House during the presidential campaign, in other words, not a big Trump fan, wrote a lengthy and clear-headed analysis of the executive order for national review. He noted that after the moratorium ends at 120 days, Trump's caps refugee admissions at 50,000 per year, which is roughly the same as President Obama's admissions in 2011 and 2012, and not far below the 70,000 per year cap placed from 2013 to 2015. Obama had fairly low caps on refugees during the worst years of the Syrian civil war. He didn't throw open the doors to mass refugee admissions until his final year in office. Depending on how Trump's review of Syrian refugee policy turns out, he's doing little more than returning the admissions to normal levels after a 4-month pause for security reviews. That's not how it's being played out in the media right now, is it? Let me go ahead. It is. We got to take a real short break. This is a short break, and we're going to go ahead and take care of that. So stick with us, folks. We'll be right back after we take care of this very short break.
Since its founding, America has always been admired and envied throughout the world for its system of government, one that empowers its citizens to seek their right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. No other country or nation in history has benefited from its diversity simply due to the opportunities available to anyone from anywhere. But there have been and are those who envy our freedom for a very different reason. And today we find ourselves as never before being threatened by this formidable foe intent on our destruction. For this reason, Act for America exists. Act for America is the nation's largest nonprofit, nonpartisan, grassroots national security organization with over 300,000 members and 1,000 chapters focused on educating, engaging, and mobilizing citizens and elected officials to impact legislative outcomes to protect America against terrorism both here and abroad. As a result, our network has driven the education process toward the successful passage of 43 bills in 22 states. We continue to expand our nationwide volunteer chapter network, training citizens to recognize and help prevent criminal activity and terrorism in the United States while preserving the civil liberties protected by the United States Constitution. To find out more, check us out at actforamerica.org. That's actforamerica.org. History affirms a vibrant civil society thrives on freedom of conscience, religion, and choice. Any society absent these qualities stifles individual responsibility and accountability, thus enslaving its people by denying them the potential for goodness, creativity, and altruism. To that extent, oppression, coercion, and totalitarianism are multiplied exponentially. To counter such outcomes, the American Freedom Alliance was formed. The AFA is a nonpartisan, non-aligned movement which promotes, defends, and upholds Western values and ideals. The Alliance strives to build an international coalition of citizens of the West who together promote and protect moral values, democracy, and freedom. To find out more and become part of this valuable asset in the preservation of freedom and all its rewards, contact us at AmericanFreedomAlliance.org. That's AmericanFreedomAlliance.org. Let freedom ring. And now back to the Conservative Syndicate, real conservative talk from real conservatives.
Yeah, hey, thanks, folks. Thanks for being with us. Appreciate it. Joe Hickles here on the Conservative Syndicate. John, the Mad Prophet Matthews, is still out on vacation. Hopefully he'll be back maybe by the end of the week. We'll have to see. He's traveling out there, and travel is a little, you just got to go with be Gumby and just go with the flow. Be flexible, Hey, let me finish up a couple things here on these executive order here. Some of the things, some inconvenient facts from our friends at Breitbart. Actually, this was done by John Hayward. Very, very good guy. Very intelligent. And I like how this is worded out. He went through it very straight up. One of the other things is the executive order is legal. Those invoking the Constitution to attack Trump order are simply embarrass himself. The president has clear statutory authority to take these actions, as noted. His predecessors did so without much controversy. And that's the problem, the controversy here. Most of the legal arguments against Trump's order are summarized in USA Today, but are entirely specious, such as attacking him for banning an entire religion, which we just proved that we don't. It affects all people of all religions in these particular countries. Anyways, which an order manifestly does not do. Critics have have a political opinion that will, in effect, ban Muslims, but that's not what it says. Designating specific nations as trouble spots and ordering a pause is entirely within the president's authority, and there are ample precedents to prove it. It should be possible to argue with the reasoning behind the order, or argue that it will have negative unintended consequences without advancing hollow legal arguments. Of course, this is America 2017, so a wave of lawsuits will soon be sloshing through the courts. CARE, for one, is going to do it. It won't get anywhere, but they're going to do it anyway. Also, this executive order is a security measure, not an arbitrary expression of supposed xenophobia. And that was stressed by Kellyanne Conway, and I've already played this clip before, so we don't need to go through that. One of the problems, though, folks have, especially Mr. French, who addressed the subject in his post, his major objection to the executive order is applying it to green card holders is madness. But unfortunately, many of the terrorists who attacked America during the Obama years were green card holders. Daniel Horowitz and Chris Pandolfo also addressed this subject at Conservative Review, which this is a little excerpt from. Both liberals and conservatives expressed concern over hundreds of individuals going over to fight for ISIS. We are already limited in how we combat this growing threat among U.S. citizens, given that it's completely legal to exclude non-citizens upon re-entry. Trump extended the ban to permanent legal residents as well. If a Somali refugee is traveling back to Somalia, in parentheses, so much for a credible fear of persecution, end parentheses, a government officials should have the ability to prevent that person from coming back when necessary. Obviously, there are some individuals from these 7 countries who already have green cards, and we might not want to exclude. That is why the order grants discretion to the State Department to case-by-case exemptions for religious, quote-unquote, religious persecution or, quote, or when the person is already in transit and denied admission would cause undue hardship, unquote. A CBP agent is always stationed at any international airport from which these individuals would board a direct flight to the United States, Paris and Dubai, for example. That individual would not allow anyone covered by this ban onto a U.S.-bound flight unless he grants them a hardship exemption. Indeed, it appears that green card holders returning yesterday from those 7 countries were all granted entry. Goes on to write, the hysterical reaction to Trump's orders illustrates the very things that worries advocates about strong immigration security. American security is the lowest. The American security is the lowest priority, far below progressive ideology, crass political opportunism, and emotional theater. We're being told effectively by the theatrical class to tolerate certain amount of Islamic terrorism because their feelings will be hurt by the tough measures we need to protest ourselves from the tough enemy. But this time, President Trump has proven tough enough to push our security into the top priority. Yay for Donald Trump for putting Americans first. We need to have that. It's by far his number one priority. By far his number one priority. And how did he put it? I know how he put it. And I still don't get it. But I know how he put it.
We assembled here today are issuing a new decree to be heard in every city, in every foreign capital, and in every hall of power. From this day forward, a new vision will govern our land. From this day forward, it's going to be only America first. America first. Every decision on trade, on taxes, on immigration, on foreign affairs will be made to benefit American workers and American families. We must protect our borders from the ravages of other countries, making our products, stealing our companies, and destroying our jobs.
Get it? I'll keep playing it until they finally get it. And as the piece from Breitbart said, it's about time that we put America's security first, at the upper levels of a priority, top level priority. And we're inconveniencing somebody just because they came from one of these 7 countries. Oh, my goodness. Well, there's a little bit of history going on there, folks. Just a bit of history going on there. And that's the reason why. Do we need to remind each other what happened in Libya in 2012? Do we? These things have been needed to be done for quite a while. Not throw the doors wide open. We see what happens in Germany. We see what happens in Britain. We see what happens all throughout Europe. What did President Trump want? He wants people to come here, not because we have such great and wonderful social programs to allow people to thrive and they can live off the government, but because they want to be part of the American experience. They want to be one with us, not just one more on top of us. That's what we need to get back to. The immigration policy set by Ted Kennedy back in 1965, it took a while, but it's destroying this country. And hopefully we can get back to something reasonable. And America first sounds like a good way to do it. It's not xenophobia. Not at all. Someone put it, the melting pot is fine, except these folks aren't melding into it. That's the problem. I'm sure we'll talk about more about this later on in the week. Tomorrow we should have Don Dix with us from Act for America. And we'll see. It'll be another fun, exciting news day, and you never know what's going to happen out there. That's the great thing about it. We just don't know anymore what's going to happen. So, this is Joe Hakos here in the Conservative Syndicate. God love you. God bless you all. We do appreciate it. But we got to shut down the show for tonight, folks. Thanks for being here, and we'll catch you all tomorrow.
Thanks for tuning in to this edition of the Conservative Syndicate, the nationally acclaimed, globally syndicated, politically incorrect talk show that seeks to tear down the imaginary wall of separation between church and state. We want to make you aware you can find and access all our show archives at our website, theconservativesyndicate.net, as well as our broadcast stations and times. That's theconservativesyndicate.net. We so appreciate you taking the time to tune in, and we so look forward to continuing to bring you the best in uncompromised talk radio available on the net today. And remember, folks, it doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down in life. It only matters how many times you get up. I'm John Matthews, along with Joe Hakos, signing off until next time right here at the Conservative Syndicate. God bless you, and may God continue to bless America.